multiply that, and we don't have to do like 3 different areas. You just multiply 3 numbers together, and it is all right. When you get to the answer, instead of writing the unit squared, volume will always have units to the 3rd power. This is called units cubed or units to the 3rd. Say cubed on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Cubed.
Cubed is how you would say that. It's also to the 3rd power. Cubed is just a little shorter. Thanks, Sean. For example 1, find the volume of the rectangular prism. If you were to stuff this with period 2, wanted to like throw jelly beans in here and smush them all down, any type of candy, you could fill it with like water, I guess. If we were to fill this up with a cube or some item, how much of it would be stuffed in there? Here's our equation. Take the volume, equal it, find the area of the base, and multiply it by the height. For the cube, you're going to start out by looking at this base. The base is the bottom of it, and I'm asking myself, well, if that rectangle were written like this, how would I find the area of those 2 sides? Evelyn, help me out. What would the area of 6 and 8 side lengths be? 6 times 8 is 48. Good. 48 goes there. And then what's the height of this thing, Cody? Yeah, 48 times 15, you just found your first volume. What's the answer? Plug it in, 100%. Calculators are out. Row 3, missing a couple. Sam, get that plugged in. Judah, what'd you get?
720.
Any other answers?
Good answer.
720 yards. What's that 3 called again, Dublin? Cubed. 720 yards cubed. Here's an alternate way of doing this. If you feel like that was kind of weird for you to get the area and then multiply it, you can just do this process and it actually is the same thing. If you take all 3 numbers, 6 times 8 times 15, and you multiply those together, plug it into your calculator right now. Do 6 times 8 times 15. What's our answer, Sean?
725. 720 cubed.
Good. If you have a rectangular prism or a box, you can just throw in all the numbers, multiply them. You get the same thing. Since finding the area is the same thing as multiplying 6 times 8, it's just the same exact process, written slightly different. I'm okay with either methods. Let's go to example 2. It's a little bit different. Find the volume of a triangular prism. Next page, please. Aiden, get there. Sam, get there. Cool. For this one, it's slightly different because there's a triangle. I'm going to still put the volume equation as area of the base times height. But for this time, if they give you a triangle, you can no longer use any base that you want to. I can't look at that and just use the base that looks like the base. I have to use the triangle and kind of like mentally flip this thing around. So I'm gonna pretend right now the triangle is now the base. I'm flipping it up and I'm gonna find the area of the triangle. Looking at that triangle now, how would I calculate that area? Judah. 5.5 and
5.5 times the height of the triangle,
good.
which is 2,
And divided by what?
divided by 2.
Good. 5.5 times 2 is 11. 11 divided by 2 is 5.5. So you just found the area. That's your base because triangular prisms have to use that base as the triangle. It will not work if you try to use this like bigger side length of the bigger square. That will give you a rectangular prism. If you used 5.5 and 2, what would the height for this one be then? It's a little bit tricky since I flipped this mentally. What would the height be? I want you to chat with your partner for 15. If you get something different, try to debate and win. What's the height going to be? Go.
2.
2 or 4?
2.
2 or 4?
It's
Which
2.
one works?
2.
Makes more sense.
No, it's 2.
So debate. Why is it 2?
2. 4.
Did you already, Aiden, did you already use 2 in the equation right here? Okay, so we don't want to use that. Okay, so there's going to be a slight difference for that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I used 5.5 and 2 in my triangle. What do you think, Juliet, is going to be the height for this one?
I think it would be 4.
You would. We want to plug in the 4 there. 5.5 times 4 is going to be 22. 22 inches cubed is your answer. If you got 44 and you tried to multiply all of them together, here's our blender, and I want you to be really careful when you find triangular prisms. You can use that same approach as we did the second half of example 1. You could take all the sides and multiply them, but when you get to the end, you have to divide everything by 2. So I could take 2 times 5.5 times 4, get the answer, and divide it by 2.
So if I wanted to like on number 2 for you try to times all those together, but then
Divide by 2, correct.
Okay.
Yep. Rectangles, you don't have to divide anything by 2. Triangles, because they're technically half of a rectangular prism, you have to take the answer and divide it.
That makes sense though.
That would be 44 divided by 2, and it'd be 22.
Do that.
Same thing. I'm glad you can. Cool. Here's your big idea for triangular prism. You always are going to think of the triangle as the base, or you think divide by 2. If you're not going to use the triangle as the base and you're just going to multiply all 3 together, you have to remember to divide. Last example, and it's not so bad, just one slight change. What do you notice about this one? Dublin, what's going on with example 3? There's 2 fractions, and we know how to multiply fractions, so we shouldn't have too much of a hard time with this. What's the equation for volume again? Kinley?
Equals base times height.
Yeah, the base is the area of the base times the height, so it's a capital B for the area of the base. Let's find that base right now. I'm going to highlight it in red. Frankie, what 2 numbers am I using for the area of that base?
We'll do 4 and 1.
Let's draw this guy like that. Here's the... Three over 2 here. Here is the 4 there. What 2 numbers did I use?
3 and 2, 4.
Yeah, so I'm not going to use the 1/2 yet. That's the height since it's up and down. We're going to multiply 3 over 2 by 4. Because these are fractions, I'm not going to multiply all 3 together. I'm just going to go with the first method I did in example 1. Cross cancel for me, please, Juliet. What's the top going to be?
2.
Good. And what's the total area of that base? Let's check it out. Multiply the top for me here. What's 3 times 2?
6.
Okay. What is 1 times 1?
2.
Try it again. 1 times 1 is?
Oh, 1.
Good. So you get 6 over 1. What does that simplify to, Juliet? Anything over 1 is just
6.
itself. Put 6 as the area of the base. You just did that. Now I'm missing the height. Hannah, what's the height going to be for this rectangular prism? What is it?
1/2.
Good. 6 times 1 over 2 is your last step. Cross cancel, Frankie. What is able to cancel here?
2 and 6.
Good. What's my answer, Frankie?
It would be 3 over 1, which would just be 3.
Yeah. 3 centimeters cubed is your answer. You could have done the same thing that we did with the second parts of example 1 and 2. You could take 3 over 2 times 4 over 1 times 1 over 2, and that will get you the same thing. 2 crosses with the 4, 2 crosses with the 2, and multiply across, you would get 3.
And for the number 1 you try, you don't have to divide that one, right?
Yep. Go ahead and try 1 and 2 on your own in the next 2 minutes.
Wait, when are we gonna do the partner stuff?
The example 3, I just did times
Life,
everything,
baby.
got got
I had Cody.
and divided it by
Well, it
4.
depends on which person.
Oh, well then I have, I have Cody, Henry, Henry.
12 divided by 4. Miami has 7. 4.
I don't know who who do 6 o'clock?
2 times 2 is 4.
I don't know who my 6 o'clock is.
I still got the same answer.
I can't read that. Go ahead.
Oh, no, yeah, you
No,
Because
last
1
one.
half times 4 is 2.
That is Topanga.
You wrote my
Yeah,
name.
4 times 3 is 12.
Yeah.
You can do
Because
that.
no one else here
Instead
has
of
an answer
calculating,
T.O.
Okay, the same thing.
Unless there's someone named.
Totally
Do you
fine.
have my 6 o'clock?
That works. Aiden, board of paper. Let's start this one. So I'm gonna do 4 and 4.
What?
Base is
Oh,
4
what?
times 4.
When are we gonna do a partner practice?
After you try,
What number are we doing?
where it says partner practice,
What number?
I will not tell you until you're done with the you
I
try.
hope it's 2.
Yeah,
Is 2 or no?
it is a triangle still.
What
Yeah.
happens if one of your partner's not here?
You're gonna see me and I will direct you to a partner. We'll talk about all of that in 30 seconds.
My 5 o'clock double.
Raise your hand if you have the answer for number 1 on the you try. What did you get for this one, Sean? Okay, let's start it off. What was the base going to be? The area of the base is 4 times what? Okay, that's 16. What's the height going to be?
4 times 4, right?
The height's not 4 times 4. The height's just one number. What would the height be? If the base was 16, how much is that side length? Look at the square next to it. What is that number? It's 4. 16 times 4 is what answer, Kenley?
64.
You got it. And moving on, if you just did 4 times 4 times 4, you also got the same
I
answer.
did that.
Devlin, how did you do number 2?
I did not.
Tell me your approach for this one, Jenica.
I did 5 times 12 divided by 2.
Good.
Which would be 30. And then I did 30 times 4, which is 120.
Where'd you get the 4 from?
Oh wait, never mind. That's supposed to be a 9.
Good. Thanks for fixing it. What's 30 times 9, Jenica?
30. Oh.
270.
Good. 270 meters cubed is correct. You could have also done 5 times 12 times 9 and divided all by 2. Take out your partner appointment sheet. If you have it in front of you, you're ready to roll. If you do not have it, I'll meet with you privately. Nathan, get it out. Sam, find it. Go get it.
What number?
Nathan, get your clock partner out. It's your appointment from yesterday. Find it. Take it out. That appointment sheet should be in front of you.